Hi, this is Dave Hill, and in this lesson we're going to be talking about acting out the characters in your stories or your setups and using dialogue and accents. And you may be thinking to yourselves, well, Dave, what has that got to do with humour? Well, if you remember from earlier lessons, what we try and do is write out our material, make it concise, make it ultra visual, and the goal in mind is to help the audience feel that they are right there witnessing the events as they play out. So using dialogue and accents, it actually enhances that process. It gets the audience there quicker. It's like adding a third dimension onto your story or your setup. The other benefits of this is when you are using character dialogue and accents, when done properly, you avoid storyline confusion. Everyone knows what character is talking, and sometimes that's done through just using accents, but also you could have one character that always faces in one quadrant, and then when the other character is talking, maybe you're facing in this direction over here in this quadrant. So one of the things we're doing is we're making sure the audience don't get lost. And then the next thing we're doing is, as we have these crystal clear images and we've got the audience feeling that they're right there witnessing the event, when we come to the funny reveal, the foundation is set for humor to happen. This is where the audience triggers and bursts out laughing or has healthy chuckles. So this is the nuts and bolts of what dialogue and accents does as a humor development tool. So what I want you to do now is to watch a video, and it's a video about a bear encounter I had many years ago before I was married. And what I want you to do is listen out in this video. I have put as much dialogue and accents into this as I could think of. And you're going to hear me speaking, you're going to hear the dialogue relating to bears, my wife. I even use dialogue relating to the zipper of the tent. At some stage of the story, my brain is talking, my stomach's talking, and my bladder's talking. I'm also using dialogue there as well. And then I'm also acting out in a very energetic way towards the end of the story when there's the big reveal. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the story. Let's look out for dialogue and accents and think about how can you incorporate these into your stories. We awoke suddenly to the sound of a branch breaking right outside our tent. My girlfriend whispered to me, "Dave, did you hear that?" "Yes," I replied. "Are you afraid?" "No," I lied. Then she said those 7 little words that every man dreads. "Go outside and see what it is." And she handed me this tiny little keychain flashlight. I opened up the zipper of the tent. I stepped outside, and there it was, reared up on its hind legs, baring its teeth. There it was, the cutest little baby bear that you've ever seen. Growl, growl, growl. I was just thinking to myself, this is going to make a great speech for a Toastmasters humorous speech competition, when from my left came the sound of growl, growl, growl. Baby bear on my right, mummy bear on my left, dinner in between. It's a really bad thing. Lance, do you know how young men in the face of danger, they get that adrenaline rush and do incredibly brave things? That didn't happen to me. I took that flashlight, I flung it at Mummy Bear, and I ran and climbed a tree, shouting out, "Christine, Christine, a bear, run for your life!" Mummy Bear came over and she started pushing on the tree, growling angrily, proving that statement that when Mummy Bear's unhappy, everybody's unhappy. As the tree was swaying from side to side, my brain was saying, "Climb higher, stomach was saying, no, jump and run. And my bladder was saying, evacuate! As I was falling from the tree and evacuating, I rolled over towards the fireplace. I grabbed a piece of wood, and out of my mouth came the most primordial sound you have ever heard. My girlfriend peered through the zipper of the tent just in time to see Mummy and Baby Bear dashing off into the forest. To this day, Christine, who's now my wife, she still wonders how somebody my size and an engineer could be so brave as to scare the bears into the woods. I have a secret. Amen. When I picked up that piece of wood, I felt fear. I felt anger. I felt the searing hot embers from the still burning piece